Welcome to episode 46 of Uncaged Sports Talk. We're 4 episodes away from episode 50 and 2 months away from less than 2 months away from a year of Uncaged Sports Talk. I'm Luke Saranka, and on this episode, we will be going over the top 20 moments in Citizens Bank Park history. First, though, I'm going to start off with another moment of silence as the baseball world lost one of the greatest of all time, Willie Mays. So I'd like you to join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. So on Tuesday, Willie Mays passed away, one of the greatest baseball players of all time. Rest in peace, Willie Mays. Wanted to get that out of the way. Well, not get it out of the way, but I wanted to address that first. Hold up. Give me 1 second. Just making a little adjustment. Technical difficulties. There we go. I like this look better. But we're going to get into some other stuff before I get into the main topic today, which is going to be the majority of the episode. I wanted to bring up the Celtics winning their first title in 16 years. Finally capturing their 18th world title and now holding the record once again for the most NBA championships at 18. They were tied with the Lakers at 17, and they've passed the Lakers once again at the illustrious number 18. Congrats to the Celtics. I was actually talking with some people. I don't hate the Celtics. I don't have any rooting interest in them, really, but I don't hate them. There's only a few teams in sports I hate: Cowboys, Penguins, Niners currently. Other than that, there's teams I dislike that I don't like, but not that I despise. Like Philly, you're supposed to, as a Sixers fan, you're supposed to hate the Celtics. I don't really hate the Celtics. I guess that's just my generation. When I started watching basketball, I don't have anything to really hate the Celtics for, other than the fact they're in Boston. But I have family up there, so like the Patriots, I'll root for the Patriots every now and then. I know, a little backwards, but neither here or there. The Oilers making the Stanley Cup a series. It was 3-0. They've won 2 straight. Headed back to Edmonton for Game 6 on Friday night. I don't know. Florida. All the pressure's on now. All the pressure's on Florida now. 3-0 in the Stanley Cup. And you're headed back to Edmonton for Game 6. Florida, I'd be a little worried. I'd be a little worried. Yeah, sorry, I had to, something popped up on my phone randomly. But yeah, I'd be a little worried, Florida. 3-0, and just like that, it's 3-2. Connor McDavid's woken up. 2 goals, 2 assists on Wednesday night. Or Tuesday night. Connor McDavid's woken up. He's trying to get that NBA championship. Sorry about that shake. My cousin just came home. If you heard the shake at all, or if you saw the screen shake, but sorry about that. Yeah, I wanted to touch on the Oilers Panthers. They're keeping my 6-leg parlay alive. $1 to win 74.4K. Come on, baby. Come on, Oilers. Make some history. Come back from down 3-0 in the Stanley Cup, the reverse sweep. Then there's something else I forgot to touch on Monday. Charles Barkley is stepping away from TNT. He's retiring from on-screen TNT. Next year will be his final year. So any chance you get, cherish that man. Tune in. Charles Barkley is a legend on TV and as a player. Cherish him on TV. One of the funniest on TV, like panelists on for any sport ever. Thank you, Charles, for everything you've done, for all the last jokes with you, Shaq, and Kenny, and Ernie. Thank you, Charles. Now, to the gist of this episode. As you can tell by the title, what we will be discussing in this episode. Since it is the 20th anniversary of Citizens Bank Park, I will be going over my top 20 moments in Citizens Bank Park history. Without further, and I do have some videos to go along with it. Without further ado, coming in at number 20, the only inside the park home run in playoff history by a catcher, JT Realmuto can run for days. JT hits an inside the park home run against the Atlanta Braves.
Go here. Fly to center field. Harris on the move. Still going. Michael Harris can't get there. And Realmuto can run for days. JT on his way to third. He looks for it inside the Parker. And the catcher has
one. I was at that game. That was insanity. Once he got to second, in between second and third, I was like, okay, then. Maybe he might actually have a chance to get this inside the park home run. That was insane being there. It was the clincher of the series, game 4 against the Atlanta Braves in 2022. That's a top 20 moment in CBP history. Coming in at number 19, Bryson Stott. This is probably the most controversial one on the list. Bryson Stott hit a walk-off against the Angels in the third game of the Rob Thompson era. I'll play it and then I'll explain why.
Runners go. 3-2 is hit in the air to right field. It's fouled beautifully. It is over! 3-run home run for Bryson Stott. The prayers have been answered. The Phillies have won it here in the bottom of the 9th inning. They win it 9-7. The Vegas connection has tied it and won it.
I have that coming in at number 19. It's a regular season moment or a walk-off. You see walk-offs happen every year. But that comes in at number 19 because it was only the third game that Rob Thompson was manager for. They completed a sweep with the Angels with Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout in town, so it was a big series. And ever since that moment, the Phillies in a 162 game season type, if it was a 162 game season, are on a 96 win pace. They've been great ever since that moment. I was telling someone about having that on this list. I equate that moment to Jake Elliott hitting the walk-off field goal against the New York Giants in 2017. That's what I equate that to. Both help jumpstart an entire run that would go on to a World Series appearance. And Jake Elliott went on to a Super Bowl appearance or winning the Super Bowl. Both jump-started an entire run. And the run that Bryson Stott started, say that 5 times fast, but the one that Bryson Stott started is Still going on. 96 win pace over the last 3 years. Coming in at number 18, J-Roll, Jimmy Rollins passes Mike Schmidt for the most hits in Phillies franchise history.
2000. And now the 3-ball, 1-strike pitch to Rollins. A line drive toward right field. There it is! Jimmy Rollins is now the franchise leader in base hits with 2,235. A remarkable accomplishment for a lifetime Philly player who at the age of 35 passes Mike Schmidt. And Mike Schmidt is the first to greet him out at first base. And here come the rest of his teammates. What an amazing moment here at Citizens Bank Park for young James, Jimmy Rollins.
Jimmy Rollins passing Mike Schmidt deserves a spot on that list, as that is history making. In the history of the Philadelphia Phillies, that is a top 20 moment in Citizens Bank Park history. Coming in at number 17, there is no video for the next few. But coming in at number 17, Shane Victorino, the Flying Hawaiian, hitting a grand slam off of CC Sabathia in the NLDS in 2008. It's only one of 2 grand slams in Phillies history in the playoffs. That comes in at number 17 on this list. It was an insane moment. The only reason that there's no video clip is the announcers back then sucked. Had no energy, a grand slam, and there was no energy to the clip. There was no energy whatsoever to the announcer's voice. But Shane Victorino grand slam against CC Sabathia in the 2008 NLDS comes in at number 17. Coming in at number 16, Joe, there's no video for this either because the same reason. No excitement in the announcer's voice. Joe Blanton helps himself. Joe Blanton, for the first time since like 1946 this happened in 2008, but it was like the first time since 1946 that a pitcher had hit a home run in a World Series, only the 15th time in history. Joe Blanton in game, that might be off. It says game 5, but it might be mistaken. That might be a typo. But, yeah, it is a typo because Hamill started game 5. But Joe Blanton hit a home run in the World Series. I believe it was game 3, actually, because it was at home. I don't think it was game 4. I'm looking it up just to double check. It was game 4 in the 5th inning. Maybe that's where I get the 5 from. He had 7 strikeouts and hit a home run. But Joe Blanton hitting a home run in the World Series, it comes in at number 16 as an all-time CBP moment. Coming in at number 15, before I show it, I'm just going to say it was an A-OK moment. It was an A-OK moment. Bryson Stott, grand slam against the Miami Marlins in the 2023 NLDS. Living in this big blue world with my head up in outer space. I know I'll be A-O, A-OK. I know I'll be A-O, A-OK. Bryson Stott's grand slam against the Marlins was electric. I love that video with just a crowd, no announcers in the background of it. That is a beautiful video for a great moment in Citizens Bank Park history. Coming in at number 14, I'm not even going to say anything about it yet. I'm just going to play the video clip. And just, yeah, I'm going to let the video clip do the talking. So, that video clip is a little grainy, but you could probably make it out. The fans were chanting USA. And when you see the smartphone held up, it's a picture saying that bin Laden has been reported dead by the White House. That was a Phillies Mets game that the Mets won, but no one cared that the Mets won. It was the only sports game of the Big Four sports going on that at all. It was the only sports game of the Big Four sports going on at all at the moment. National TV, ESPN, and rumors started to circulate, and I'm actually getting goosebumps just talking about it. I wish you could see the goosebumps right now. I had goosebumps there standing up on the back of my neck just now. But it was the only game going on. And the news started to spread around the stadium that Osama bin Laden had been terminated. Someone that brought hell to many Americans for many, many years had been terminated, and the news started to spread. And both teams, two fan bases, because I guarantee there were Mets fans there, were united as one, showing unity, chanting USA, USA, USA. That is an all-time Citizens Bank Park moment and an all-time Philly sports moment just in general. An all-time sports moment, actually, I should say. Because Osama bin Laden negatively affected the lives of millions of an entire country. And the unity seen in this video during a 1-1 game that the Mets won and no one cared is outstanding. Coming in at number 13, I thought I had a clip for this one. I guess I don't. Yeah, I thought I had a clip for this one. I guess I didn't save it or anything. But the Phillies winning the NL East in 2007, that is a great moment. I have this at number 13 because it was the first time the Phillies have made the playoffs since 1993. The first time they had clinched the playoff spot in the new stadium. The Phillies winning the NL East in 2007 started an entire run that spanned from 2007 to 2011. So that comes in at number 13. As Charlie would say, 2007. The 2007 Phillies winning the NL East comes in at number 13 because it set up an entire run that the Phillies had from 07 to 11. Coming in at number 12, I swear, I did not. That's a mistake on my part. Everyone knows the moment, though. Chase Utley saying world effing champions. The day of the Phillies World Series parade, he stands up there and says world effing champions. That is a great moment in Citizens Bank Park history. If you're a Phillies fan, you know what I'm talking about. That comes in at number 12. Coming in at number 11, there is a video clip for number 11. Lightning strikes twice. Bryce Harper's first at bat, first pitch of Game 3 of the World Series. His first at bat since Bedlam at the Bank. It was this moment.
McCullers to Harper. It's drilled. Right center field. Lightning strikes. 2-0 Phils.
Lightning strike twice. Bryce Harper. The first pitch he had seen since Bedlam at the Bank. The first pitch at the Bank that he had seen since Bedlam at the Bank was a home run in the World Series. That is an all-time Philly sports moment, an all-time Citizens Bank Park moment. And the Phillies that night went on to win to hit 5 home runs, tying a World Series record. That is number 11 on this list in Citizens Bank Park history. If they would have won that World Series, it may have been a lot higher. But because they did not win the World Series, it comes in at number 11. Coming in at number 10, Jimmy Rollins, shortstop, Jimmy Rollins. Here, let me do it better. Let me do the damn Baker impression better. Coming in at number 10, shortstop, number 11, Jimmy Rollins, hitting a walk-off in the 2009 NLCS Game 4.
Line drive, right center field, base hit, 1-run scores. Ruiz around third. They're going to wave him. Here's the throw to the plate. It's not in time, and the Phillies win it in the ninth.
Look at the pandemonium in that crowd. Rewind if you need to. Look at the pandemonium going on in that crowd during a walk-off in the NLCS. Jimmy Rollins hitting a walk-off in Game 4 of the NLCS in 2009, as Charlie would say. That is an insane moment. It was a 2-1 series. They were losing the game, too. And he hit a walk-off. They went on to win back-to-back NLCSs. They lost the World Series, obviously. But going on to win back-to-back NLCSs, National League Championships, that's a big reason. If he doesn't hit a walk-off there, it could go back to it's going back to Los Angeles for Game 6. Who knows what happens in Game 5 if he doesn't hit a walk-off there. But at minimum, it's going back to Los Angeles for Game 6. Or 7, and maybe 7, depending on how else the series goes. That helped the Phillies get their third NLCS, or their second straight NLCS. Coming in at number 9, this is a little controversial being this high. I haven't seen it on other lists, but Bryce Harper said this is my house. Hit a double into the gap and against the Padres in Game 4 to take the lead in Game 4 of the 2022 NLCS. And he exclaimed, "This is my effing house."
Goes the runner. Harper slashes a base hit to left center. How fast can Realmuto run? He'll hit third and come home. The Phillies take the lead. What a ride in Game 4.
That game was insane. The Padres started up 4-0. Then Reese and the Phillies and Harper had an impact in the first inning, making it 4-4. Then Soto hit a home run, making it 6-4. Reese answered, making it 6-6. Then Bryce comes to the plate and hits a double into the gap and tells the entire world, especially the San Diego Padres, that Citizens Bank Park is his house. So that moment comes in at number 9 as the 9th best moment in the Citizens Bank Park history. There's no clips for the next two, but without further ado, number 8, Carlos Ruiz Chooch hitting a walk-off in Game 3 of the World Series in 2008. Hitting a walk-off in the World Series, like, is there... Obviously, there's better moments, but not many. Hitting a walk-off in the World Series, helping the Phillies win their first... a Philly sports team win their first championship since 1980. The walk-off helped lead to Philadelphia's to the first championship in Philadelphia sports since 1980. Chooch's walk-off in Game 3 of the World Series in 2008 comes in at number 8. Coming in at number 7 is the Phillies winning the 2009 NL pennant. You obviously got to have a pennant win on there. It was their second straight, obviously. They had won it in 08, obviously went on to win the World Series that year. In 09, they beat the Dodgers and went on to lose to the Yankees, but winning the NL pennant in 09 comes in at number 7. The top 6, you can probably guess what the top 6 are from here on out. You probably can. Coming in at number 6, I'm going to say this line first. Chase Utley. I'm going to tweak it a little, actually. Chase Utley is the man. Coming in at number 6, Chase Utley deeped Eric Bartlett for a huge out in Game 5 of the World Series. This was after we came back from the rain delay, after we had the day break. Philadelphia had to wait a day for this moment. They had the first part of Game 5, then it got paused. Phillies would have won the World Series, but then the Rays scored a run. 4-4 game in the 7th inning.
Runner at second, 2 out, and Iwamura grounds one up the middle. Utley, good play. Has no play at first, throws home, and out is the call to end the inning. Bartlett kept running as Utley hung on to the baseball instead of throwing to first.
Looks to first, fakes to first, comes home. Alert play by Utley.
Bartlett out and home, and the top of the 7th is over. Let's go back to that play that ended the top of the 7th inning. Iwamura got the hit, but Utley kept it on the infield.
So, I misspoke before I played it. 3-3 game. Top of the 7th inning. Chase Utley potentially saved the Phillies from going back to Tampa Bay and won game and helped them win Game 3 the 2008 World Series as he deked out Eric Bartlett. I believe it's Eric Bartlett. He had no throw to first base. So then he had a heads-up play, threw it home, and got the out at home, which potentially saved the Phillies winning the World Series at home, leading to the Phillies' first world title since 1980. Chase Utley deking Bartlett comes in at number 6. Coming in at number 5, Doc Holliday says no to the Reds.
Just about 7:45, October the 6th, 2010, the first postseason game for Roy Halladay. He winds the 0-2, swing and a dribbler out in front of the plate. Ruiz out to get it. The throw from his knees, it's in time, and it's a no-hitter. Unbelievable. Ruiz and Halladay embrace, and the Phillies again celebrate around Roy Halladay.
Roy Halladay with a no-hitter in his first ever playoff start. He'd waited his whole career to have a playoff start, and he gets a no-hitter in his first ever one. Roy Halladay says no to the Reds. Saying no to the Reds comes in at number 5. Coming in at number 4 is a pop-up as Nick Castellanos comes on to finish the job, thanks to the Red Ranger. Someone who's now the best pitcher in baseball, but that's neither here nor there.
Austin Nola. Suarez fires. Pop fly. Right field. Segura's out. Castellanos on. And the Philadelphia Phillies are going to the World Series.
The Red Ranger, Ranger Suarez, closing the job and helping the Phillies get to their first World Series since 2009 was an outstanding moment. The moments shortly ran out after. There was not many more moments after that, but it was the first time the Phillies had been in the playoffs since 2011, so 11 years. And the Phillies got back to the World Series for the first time since 2009, thanks to that moment. And it basically encapsulated an entire playoff run. Coming in at number 3 is a moment that helped release a bunch of pent up frustration. I don't know if that's a word. But it allowed Philadelphia to finally cheer for her baseball team yet again. It was 11 years of not having a baseball team to cheer for, all coming out at once. 11 years of cheers being held in, all for one moment, thanks to one man. And this helped put the Phillies back on the map. And his help, the Phillies get an entirely new generation of baseball fans. This helped put the Phillies back on the map, and 11 years of cheers held in were all released simultaneously by 43,000 people at this very moment. You can probably guess this ball was swung on and crushed. The bat spike heard around the world.
2 on, 1 out. And the pitch. Swung on! Hit it! Crushed! And the Phillies are going to lead it 4-0! A 3-run home run for Rhys Hoskins! His first postseason home run! And he's sprinting around third base!
Wow!
That was actually followed up by a Bryce Harper home run, by the way. That didn't even make the list. It could have, but that moment, Reese's bat slam, that ball being crushed, was 11 years of cheers being held in, all released simultaneously by 43,000 people at once. That's an insane moment. It deserves the number 3 spot on this list in Citizens Bank Park history. Now, the next two, everyone, you can guess it. You already know what they're going to be. I'll reveal them now and play the clips. Coming in at number, they need no explanation, basically. I'll try to explain the Harper one, maybe. I'll give why it's number 2. But coming in at number 2, Bedlam at the bank, Bryce Harper. Yeah, I'll explain this one. Bryce Harper, someone that was on the cover of Sports Illustrated at the age of 16 years old. Game on the line, 2-1 game, and a 3-2 game. Had given up the lead. The Phillies had given up the lead due to rain and wild pitches. The Padres had taken the lead, bottom of the 8th. You just about felt like Bryce was your last true hope to win this game. If you lose, you're going back to San Diego, and who knows what happens after that. Bryce Harper comes up in the 8th inning and has this all-time moment, which is the biggest hit in Philadelphia Phillies history.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Bryce Harper. Suarez delivers. Swing and a drive. Left field. It's deep. It's going.
Yes!
And it is gone!
Yes!
It is bedlam at the bank as Bryce Harper has put the Phillies on top!
Are you kidding me? Oh!
His 10th career home run in the postseason! And he may never hit a bigger one!
Wow! Wow!
4-3 Phillies in the bottom of the 8th inning!
Crazy! Crazy!
Look at the eruption of the fans at that moment. Like, the eruption of the fans just tells you the entire story. You don't even need to watch Harper. You can just listen to Fransky there and watch the fans, and it tells you what that moment meant. That is the second best moment in Citizens Bank Park history. The single greatest, besides winning the World Series, which is obviously next. It is the single greatest hit of all time in Phillies history. Bedlam at the bank. Coming in, though, at number 1. I'll let Harry do most of the talking, but I'll paint the picture for you. The 0-2 pitch to Eric Bruntlett. No, Bruntlett was a Philly. Bruntlett scored the winning run of that game. That's why he was on my mind. But the 0-2 pitch.
Fans on their feet. Rally towels are being waved. Brad Lidge stretches. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. The Philadelphia Phillies are 2008 World Champions of Baseball. Brad Lidge does it again and stays perfect for the 2008 season. 48 for 48 in save opportunities, and let the city celebrate. Don't let the 48-hour wait diminish the euphoria of this moment and the celebration. And it has been 28 years since the Phillies have enjoyed a world championship. 25 years in this city that a team has enjoyed a world championship, and the fans are ready to celebrate. What a night. Phil's winning 4-3. As Brad Lidge gets the job done once again.
As Brad Lidge gets tackled by Carlos Ruiz and the Phillies winning the 2008 World Series, that is clearly the best moment in Citizens Bank Park history. Thank you, Harry, for calling that moment. Now go call some Willie Mays games, Harry. But thank you, Harry, for that moment. Thank you, Phillies, for that moment. Harry, rest in peace. It's been a while, but you're up there. I know you're up there calling Willie Mays games now. Rest in peace, Willie Mays. I had to say that again. But that'll do it, though, for this episode. I hope you enjoyed my top 20 moments in Citizens Bank Park history. There's been some great ones. Remember to tune in next week. Like, comment, and subscribe on all of our platforms. It is greatly appreciated. That'll do it for this episode of Uncaged Sports Talk.